Welcome to the February 2011 City Focus. On this edition, Citywide Recycling Update. Interview with City Manager Steve Norwood. And Road Project Progress. These stories and more on City Focus.
In January, the city's curbside recycling program got underway. Christy Justice has an update on how much we recycled and how you can track our progress online.
In January, 543 tons of materials were recycled under our new curbside recycling program. This is 6 times more than what was recycled in December 2010 under the old subscription program. The amount recycled was roughly 16% of all materials that Round Rock Refuse collected curbside. This means that, on average, each home in Round Rock recycled 38 pounds of materials, which saves us all money on landfill costs. We want to keep everyone in the loop on how the program performs over time. Check out roundrocktexas.gov/recycle to keep track of how much we are recycling curbside and to see your upcoming recycling days for your neighborhood.
In a recent city survey, we found that roughly half of our residents have a profile on Facebook. If you have a profile, you can join in with the over 2,400 others that have already liked the City of Round Rock on Facebook. You can get to the City of Round Rock Facebook page by surfing to facebook.com/roundrock. If you have not yet liked the City of Round Rock, you'll see our latest Flickr photos, city news, events, and online services under the Round Rock tab. You can click on the like button at the top of the page at any time to keep up with what's going on at the City of Round Rock. Click on the Wall tab to see posts made by the city as well as by those who have already liked our page. Our wall is where most of the action happens. This is where we link to our blog posts, as well as post the most current editions of our videos we produce, like this program, City Focus. Liking the City of Round Rock is a great way to keep up with what is going on in our community. Join the over 2,400 others in Round Rock that have liked us today at facebook.com/roundrock.
Recently, some new upgrades to Redbud Lane were completed. Lily Cardenas has more information on the project.
Drivers on the east side of town will be happy to hear safety enhancements on Redbud Lane are now complete. This project improved a portion of Redbud Lane between County Road 123 and Woodland Loop near US 79 to a 4-lane roadway. Improvements included curbs, gutters, and new sidewalks. The $2.75 million project was funded through the Round Rock Transportation Development Corporation, which is supported by sales tax collections. These improvements are expected to upgrade safety and mobility in the area for those on foot and in their cars. For more information on projects around town, visit roundrocktexas.gov/projects.
Steve Norwood began his work last month as city manager, so we wanted to introduce him to the community in person with a quick interview.
A couple of things. One, been born and raised in Texas and spent the majority of my career in Texas, and so it was getting time to come back. Arizona has been, I've enjoyed it, but it's tough to take the the Texan out of the boy. And I just, I've always loved the hill country. And I told my wife and others that, yeah, I'll get back to Texas someday, but it's going to have to be for the right job, and it's going to have to be in the hill country. So that kind of narrows down your options, and Round Rock's reputation is, without question, it's one of the premier cities in the country. Forget about Texas. I mean, I think it's one of those premier cities, and when the opportunity came along, I just couldn't pass it up. I think continuing on a lot of the great things that's gone on, I think my emphasis is going to be heavily into economic development and tourism. I think the game has changed drastically in the last 3 or 4 years. So I think you can put an emphasis on economic development, but I think you're going to have to work harder and smarter and maybe do things a little differently that it's just not going to come as natural to Round Rock and I think other cities in the country. So I really want to work on the brand of the sports capital of Texas, continue to expand that, and then also just true economic development. So, with our location next to Austin, with the assets that we have, the special events center coming on board, it's a real great opportunity, and I think the timing's right.
Starting in April, Round Rock will join more than 60 Texas cities by implementing a drainage utility that will provide stable funding for environmental protection and flood prevention. Shannon McIntyre has more.
In November, the Round Rock City Council adopted a drainage utility fee that will be used to fund our stormwater system and floodplain management.
Under the old system, the amount that we spent on drainage in the city came from the general fund, which really means that it's allocated to the taxpayers based on the value of their property as opposed to what they may be doing or their property may be doing to contribute to the drainage problem. And we saw that as being inequitable. So by creating this drainage utility, we were able to reduce the burden on the property tax and then shift that over to the drainage utility. And so now the amount that's spent on the drainage utility and the amount of revenue coming into the drainage utility is more equitably based because it's allocated to the properties based on how they contribute to drainage.
Rainwater that drains off pavement and roofs picks up pollution that enters our drainage system and creeks. With the new drainage utility, the more water runoff a property produces, the greater the fee. Homeowners, for example, will pay a flat rate of $2.75 a month, while a commercial property 10 times as large as the average home will pay 10 times as much. So those that have more effect on the system pay more for stormwater services. The monthly fee will appear on your April bill. Protecting our community from flooding and our creeks from pollution is a fundamental city goal. The drainage utility fee provides stable funding for this important program.